Welcome to the Temple of Flame. On today, Faith Black Lights, we take a look at this. And what this is from Profanity Jam. It is the Habanero jelly. And, you know, I've done a fair few of these jams and jellies. And Profanity has one of my favorites in the blueberry Habanero. And, of course, that does have a review that is... It is either going to be... It probably will be in the Spicy Sweets playlist. So check that out there if you're interested. I got really excited when I did that video after getting into that jelly a bit, even though it was a lot runnier than I would consider a jelly. And I thought, you know, I want to do this next. And then, of course, I did something completely different next instead. But we're finally getting around to this one. So we have sugar, red pepper, vinegar, water, ají peppers, stuff attendant to that, I guess, pectin, and habanero peppers. I don't think this is meant to be a super particularly spicy sort of thing, but let's take a look here. What do we... where is... Okay, so we have charcuterie, glazing, a roast chicken or pork loin. That would probably be pretty good. Going mid-century by spinning over cream cheese and serving with celery and crackers. And we have cranking up your PB&J. Best yet. Sure. All right, let's have us a little look-see here. Is this... Okay, so this is definitely more like a jelly. This is what I would think of when I think of jelly. And let's have a little look here. Are you going to drip? Okay, let's see if we can... I got this little flopping thing here, and I don't want it to drop on my table. There we go. All right, so here we have it. Let's have a white point on everything, actually. Here we have it in the white spoon. You can see it definitely has got some of this nice pepper chunks in there. It's very jiggly. Looks really good. It doesn't smell like anything. I'm thinking this might be just more of your standard red pepper jelly. And I could do with one of those. I could. So let's get into this and find out. Well, there's a flavor here. I'm not sure what that is. That's really good. Profanity Jam makes some excellent stuff, I gotta say. It's almost like there's a like a salt or an umami here, but I don't see it listed anywhere. This is produced for somebody. I guess it's for them. It is, they call it really effing hot. I didn't notice that on the right around that pepper in the front of the label there. No, it's not really effing hot. It is very pleasant though. It's probably not more than a default one, realistically. But that is really tasty. This is one of the Profanity Jam, at least two of them. I'm trying to remember the other one I've had from them. This one and the Blueberry Habanero have been extremely tasty. Oh, it's really good. It is more of your classic pepper jelly, though. So we've got cheese. we've got a few more of my favorite Breton crackers here. And of course, we have this PB&J, but we'll get to that. Actually, let's just have everything in this shot, why don't we? Can I make this work? What if we put it here? Except I don't want this to be the focus. How about we put it there, and we have this here, and all right, okay. I'm messing about too much here. So let's start with, I've got 3 different cheeses. So we have Port Salut. I haven't had this in a really long time. I will need to get a baseline on this. We've got Merlot Bellavitano, and so this is a cheese soaked in Merlot. I usually don't buy winey cheeses, but that doesn't mean that they can't be good. The last 1 or 2 of these I've had, I haven't really liked, but it's been quite a while. Probably as long as since I've had Port Salut. Unless I've done Port Salut in one of the videos and I've forgotten, which is always possible. And we've got here a smoked cheddar. So, I'm really excited about this Port Salut. So I'm gonna crack that open. It was a smoked cheddar or a smoked Gouda is kind of what I was thinking. But I have had smoked Gouda, I think, somewhat recently. So I thought, well, why don't we go with a nice smoked cheddar? At least one that I haven't had before. So this is from, who's this from? This is Murray's, also Murray's. This is also, wait a minute. Okay, these labels are all saying Murray's, but this one I know isn't. I don't know if this one is or not. That is, so I got these at Kroger. So Kroger just puts Murray's cheese on these, whether that's the label they use for the pricing, whether it actually is for Murray's or not. That is kind of sneaky. This one for sure is not. And I don't know if they make a Port Salut or not. Port Salut is a very nice soft cheese. It reminds me a bit of, in terms of visuals anyway, like a softer Munster. We're not going to need any of these. These are different enough that I'll know what they are. All right, let's just get a baseline. It reminds me a bit of just a more umami sort of brie. And this does have a sort of edible mold that is on it as well. You know, you think about that, right? Who decided to eat moldy cheese? They must have really, really loved the cheese to eat something that was moldy. You know, or maybe they just had no choice back. You know, I always think about that. Who's the first person that ever decided to try beer? And somewhere along the lines, they must have had, you know, some wheat or something that had gotten yeast blown into it and started fermenting. Maybe they didn't have anything else. And so they said, to hell with it, let's try it anyway. And then, of course, eventually we got to champagne. Okay, so by itself on a cracker, it actually is just better by itself without the cracker. I should have got some meats for this. Be interesting with maybe a nice salami or some prosciutto. All right, so Port Salut with the jelly. That's really good. Wow. I like this cheese quite a bit. I wonder why I don't have it more often. I might start getting that instead of brie, because I keep thinking that I run out, of jellies to do, and I keep finding more. It always kind of surprises me that I keep finding more and more of them. I'll have another one of those. That is really good cheese. Wow. Man, wow. Outstanding. All right. Let's move on to the Merlot Belavatano. Ooh. And she's got a hue in it for being soaked in wine. Hue to it, I suppose, might be got a little bit of a wine rind there. So let's I definitely am getting some really interesting notes here from the wine. Wow. That is really impressive. Let me try some without the rind. The rind itself is quite pungent, so it infuses this pretty ready steady. Let's put this next to the Port Salut. So far I like the Port Salut better, but obviously I haven't had this with the jelly yet. It's that blueberry habanero jam, or jelly rather, it didn't last very long. And you can see we're already whacking through this quite a bit. I don't know how long this is going to last too. I might up and eat half this damn jar just in this video. It's like having two really good things together, but that are not complementary. And the Port Salut, or not the Port Salut, the Bella Vitano, I think, is actually better by itself. We've got enough left. Let's just try it on the cracker. Just flying solo here. Yep. 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 Okay. This is the smoked cheddar. I've never had this particular one before. I think it's walnut smoked. That one will be good for the cracker. Let's take a different one. It's a much milder smoke. It's not as aggressively bitter as some of the other cheddars that I've had. Like Hillshire Farms, for instance, theirs is very, very aggressively smoked. Little that goes a long way. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh, my. Well, Now we have a dilemma. That smoke goes with this jelly so extremely well. All right, so you can see we're down a ways where we opened it. Okay, let's get this one out of the way. I'm not the biggest peanut butter and jelly fan. I never have been. At this point, I think I can safely say I never will be. But oh, you can't stay in the wrapper. These cheeses are too good to leave anything in the wrapper like that. Can't do that. Okay, peanut butter and jelly. I mean, no matter how good it is, or it may be, and this is fine. It's just not. I mean, it's fine. It's nothing earth shattering. So now my sacred task is to figure out which is better. The smoked cheddar and habanero jelly, or the port salut. Really good. Quite good. This mild smokiness really works nicely with the little bit of heat and the sweet and the pepper flavor there. Just quite excellent. All right. And of course, the port salut. And one of my favorite things with having, doing these videos like this, besides this part, is that I'll have cheese left over and then I can have cheese and jelly like on an English muffin for breakfast. Or on toast. My God. Or on toast. The slightly bitter notes and the creaminess of the port salut work way better. So, in short, what we would have is port salut is the best one. The smoked cheddar, second best. The Merlot Bellavitano, I don't think worked particularly well, just because I think that cheese is better by itself. And the PB&J was fine. Nothing wrong there as far as I'm concerned. I would happily have that. I have to say, we have another absolute banger on our hands here with this. And the blueberry, I think I like better still. The blueberry habanero from Profanity Jam. I think they're about the same as heat, which I'll give a default one. They're not particularly hot, but they are extremely tasty. And this one actually is not really, it is more of a very general sort of pepper jelly. If you've had other sort of tamer pepper jellies, it's probably going to be closer to something along those lines. I don't really get a lot of habanero flavoring out of this. I think it's just there for kind of a mild spark of heat, but this is like, they just do a really nice job coming up with these flavors. And this is another one that's no exception. Like I said, my personal preference would be more for the blueberry one first, but I mean, obviously, I just ate half the stupid jar on camera. So this one is going to be another one that is not going to be long for this world in my fridge. Quite tasty. Really happy with this one, I gotta say. I should have got this instead of the other one I got the time before. There would be a video for that as well in the playlist. But yeah, I mean, if you come across some of these Profanity jams and you just want something that's really excellent tasting, definitely this is the ticket. We'll just leave it right there. So that was the Profanity Jam Habanero Jelly. Now go full in peace to serve the flame.